Okay, there we go. Let me see if that's working. Okay. So hi everyone. So I'm going to solve the daily question today, and the question is subsets. So given an integer array nums of unique elements, return all possible subsets, the power set. Okay. The solution must not contain duplicate subsets. Return the solution in any order. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, and we have to return the subsets, and I can see that this is not continuous subset, so we have 1 and 3 in a subset. Okay, this is similar to yesterday's problem, and since we are having unique elements stated, we will not have any duplicates anyway. Okay, if we try to solve it as we did yesterday. Okay, so what we did yesterday was we used a function, kind of recursion method, to go through each elements, and we used a subset to store those elements, and we used another array, the resulting array, where we stored all these values. All right. Okay. Let me start with writing the function itself. So I will just go, I don't know, maybe iterate, and I would give nums, the array itself, and I would go give the index. We need the particular index where the array is, and we select that index and append it into our subset, right? And then we have the subset and the result. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I will go so if you are not familiar with what I'm speaking, so essentially think of it as a tree. So once we are adding that particular element inside our resulting set or the subset, and we are having the other index. So let's say we are considering 1. So let's say we are at the index 0, right? So in a particular subset we are considering that that particular index, and in other subset we are not considering that index. All right, so let's say if I am considering 1 but not considering 2 and 3, we have the subset which is only of 1, right? If I'm not considering any of these that I'm having, then I'm having empty array, which is our subset 2. So let's say if I'm not considering 1 but I'm considering 2 and not considering 3, I'll have 2. And if I'm considering 1 and 2 but now considering 3, then I'm having 1 and 2, this particular subset. So it shows that the order doesn't matter. So we can go ahead use the same strategy that used in yesterday's problem, which is this one. Okay, so as I said before, in a particular subset I am including the index, and in another subset I'm not. So that's what we are going to do in a high level. So let's go. If I go subset dot append of nums of index, right? So that means I'm considering that element. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm considering that element and go again in the recursion mode, right? So I'm considering one, and then I'll go again in the recursion mode, so that goes to the next step, and in the next index I'll be checking whether to consider. So I'm having again the two different iterations. One will be considering two, and the second index, and the other one will be not considering the second index. And when I go to the third index, number 3 right here, and then I'm going to do what, like considering that 3 and not considering that 3. So I'll go here, so iterate, right? And I'm going to give nums, and the index need to be the next index, so I'll go just index plus 1, and I will return, give this subset that has that particular nums of index, right? That has that array. Okay, so I'll go pass the result to. All right, and here what I'm going to do is subset dot pop. So what I'm going to do is here I appended to appended, let's say for example 2 into our subset, and then what I'm going to do is just pop it out, basically not including that particular number 2, right? So I'm going to pop it out. I'll go iterate nums index plus 1 subset and result, doing the same thing but once including that particular index and once without including that particular index. All right, I'm just popping it out saying, hey, don't go there. So what to do when I reached the end, right? So for that I'm gonna go if index, right? If index reaches nums, length of nums, basically if index reaches the length of nums, which means we reached the end now. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go include the entire subset, take it and insert it inside my resulting set, right? Basically these are all the subsets that I have, and this is the resulting set that I have. So I'm going to go take all these subsets. So let's say once I'm not including 1, I'm not including 2, and I'm not including 3, which will be the first one, right? So I'll go here, I'm gonna go iterate. So so here I'm including 1. Let's say I'm including 1, including 2, including 3. So I'll go include 1, 2, 3. So now in my subset it has 1, it has 2, it has 3. All right, so now what I'm going to do is when I call this particular method and it reaches till the end, so I'm having 1, 2, 3 in my subset, and I'm gonna go result.append of subset, right? So I'm gonna take that particular subset and append it in my resulting set. And then so quickly after that, I don't want to go to the next steps, I'll just go return, right? And that's it. That's our iteration method. We are done with it, and almost, that is. I will let you know later what the problem is further. And we are calling that iterate, right? So we shall declare a result equals to an empty array, which is our resulting set. We are declaring beforehand. So basically I'm passing by the value so that the result will be passed, and once it reaches till the end, my particular resulting set will have all these subsets, and I'm actually using that value outside my function, right? So I'll go iterate of nums, and I'm going to give it indexes. The starting index is basically 0, and the subset is basically empty at the beginning. It doesn't have anything, and the result is the result that I just declared, and passing it by the reference, not the value. So I will go return this result, right? So that's it. So I'm just iterating it everywhere. I'm storing my result and I'm returning that result back. Okay, so the problem here would be the subset. So you can see that we are appending the subset. That means we are copying the reference and not exactly the value. So in order to copy the value, we're going to give it a colon. So that basically gives us a copy of that particular array, right? A quick and easy way to do that. Okay, I'm just going to go run. I can see the test case is passed. All right, submit. Okay, there we go. We have, I think, is a pretty good solution. That looks good. And yup, let me know if you guys have any questions. I guess you can see the chat. Oh, I can't. Let me see. All right, now I can see the chat. I'm just waiting for here for a while to see if anyone joins and have questions, and I will explain it to them. Till then, let me just go maybe open something like app.diagrams, right? Where is that? Diagrams.net. Okay. All right, I'm gonna create a new one, the blank. I don't know, maybe create that. Okay. There we go. So I'll just try to explain it a bit in detail on how exactly I'm going through the steps, right? So I'll just take here. All right. I'm pretty ambiguous about the placement, but I think that should be fine, at least for now. I'm gonna copy this, paste it out. So paste it out again, and just right here. Okay, perfect. Let me just connect this. I wish I had some kind of marker instead. I'll try to find any place where I could just not use these diagrams and draw with marker. I guess that would be a lot more easier. All right. Oops, my bad. By the way, if you haven't solved the yesterday's daily question, I highly recommend that, because that is, even though that's an easy problem, right, it's still a bit difficult. I'd say it is basically much more difficult than the one that we solved today, because you have to optimize this particular method and create that solution. Okay. If you haven't checked our yesterday's live stream, I would recommend that. You can go check it out if you have any questions on solving that. So, okay. Let's take an array, right? So we have an array of, let's take the same example, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So what we are doing essentially is, I'm sorry, we can't go 1, 2, 3. I just need to copy paste a few more things. I guess I'll do that, no problem. Okay, so let's take another example such as maybe 1 2. Okay, so we're having 1 comma 2 and we have to find the subsets in this. All right, so how are we going to solve this question is, here we have 1 comma 2, right? I wish I could increase the size so that it would be all right. So let me see, increase them a bit. Okay, there we go. All right, I think it should be much more visible. Okay, so we have 1 comma 2. So what I did earlier was include a particular index and not include a particular index, right? That's how we solve the problem. Okay, so how we do it is, so consider these levels, right? We have this as level 1 and this as level 2, for example. So that means that we have level 1, that means index 1, and level 2, that means index 2. Just assume that for now, and what we're doing here is we are considering that particular index once, and we are not considering that particular index once. So here I am considering on the left side. Oh man, I think hopefully if I could select everything at once, try to increase the font size a bit. Okay, the text, I see there's an 18, there we go. So I am including that one in a particular at a particular time, and I'm not including that at a particular time, right? So over here I included one for once and I'm not including one in the other time. So that's how we designed, right? So over here we included that particular index or that particular element basically, and here we just popped it out, we are not including that particular element. Okay, so again, once we go through that, we have another index, we are now iterating through the next index. So over there, once I am including that particular index element and I'm not including that particular element, right? And here I am including that particular element and I'm not including that particular element. So I have 1 2, I have 1, I have 2, and an empty array, which are basically all the subsets for 1 comma 2, right? And if we go through, take 1 2 3, we just need to have those other few nodes at the bottom, and which we call as a third level, and we'll go like first level, second level, and the third level, which will be the third index, whether we consider that or not. Okay, that's what I did here. So over here I would just go like append nums of index, right? And then I have pop it out once, and then I'm iterating through again, and when I reached at the end, I'm just you're using a result function, like result array, and appending that subset inside my result. Okay, so I'm just going through how I can optimize this a bit, and I think how about if I not use it right here, right, and instead just use it right here. Essentially I'm trying to reverse that thing. Let me see if that works. Okay, that's wrong. Let's see where we're missing it. Okay. Oh, so that means we are passing by the reference, so that creates a confusion. Okay, let me try something else, right? How about if I go online GDB or online Python? Yeah, anything works. Okay, I'm gonna go here, try to write a diff add arrays, right? We have, let's say, an array 1 and an array 2, so I'm essentially planning to not add these arrays. So basically I'm trying not to append, I'm trying to just concatenate and just pass as I go through as I iterate through with the function, right? So how about, will this work? Concatenate two arrays, right? That's what I'm trying to do. Array 2 is 4, 5, and let me run this. Alright, here we go, the run. Okay, so we can essentially concat with just a plus sign, right? So instead of appending, I would just not try to append that at all. Alright, can I just comment this for a while? Okay, that's fine. And I would go subset plus nums of index, right? So in that way I'm not at all appending, so I don't need a push and a pop again. Okay, so it says can only concatenate list, not int to list. Alright, so I guess I just have to make it a list, and that way I can achieve that. Yes, I did. So I successfully can remove this part, at least, right? I'll just go submit this, see if that works. Yeah, it did. I think we got even better performance, right? We got what? Let me go through the submissions. Oh, okay, that's like a huge margin, I guess. 63 and 95. Yeah, that's cool. How about the memory? Okay, we have the same memory, because yeah, we're just sending it. The subset keeps increasing anyway. We're just not using that pop anymore, right? Alright guys, let me know if you have any questions though. Till then I'll just try to see if I can reduce it even further, right? So we are passing by reference, so we can't remove that part. If you need an array, that's for sure. I don't see a place that I can reduce it like this. Okay. Alright, I guess that sums it up. Thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you guys tune in for tomorrow, and see you tomorrow. Bye.